We're Kevin Chris Waterhouse.
And we are Travelling Australia.
We're so glad you can join us on our adventures. Living the dream. We're travelling south down the West Australia coast. There's quite a lot of places here we've earmarked to stop and have a look at along the way. Our first stop was a quick overnight stop at Port Station. Massive pool, but by geez, that will be nice on a hot day. We couldn't believe the size of these whale bones. We didn't waste too much time unhooking the van, setting it up for the night, and then heading off for a bit of an explore. And again, being so late in the season, everything's a lot drier, but there is a lot less people travelling at the same time.
Just going out to Red Point at Port Station.
The tides sure do go a long way out here. Well, Chris thought that she was going to flip over a shell with a thong, but then that shell put its claws up ready to grab her. Yeah.
I think it was just the shell bursting there. I just said, I think you moved on it. It scared me. Really different country now. Heading into Port Headland on the West Australia coast in the Pilbara area. They say some of the longest trains in the world come through here. Iron ore, isn't it? Iron ore.
Up to about 2.8 kilometres long.
This was the start of one of these giant ore trains over to our right. It just seemed to go on forever.
It's pretty long, alright.
It just keeps on going.
Holy dooly, it does. You're going to go over the top of it.
Look at how far back it goes.
Yeah, holy. That is amazing. Oh my goodness. Wow.
That is amazing.
Holy dooly, that is long. That train is still going.
Well, we've dropped our van in one of the caravan parks, and as usual, we're pretty keen to get the boat in the water, have a bit of a look around, get a bit of fishing in. We've been told the fishing here can be really good. We hadn't travelled too far at all, trolling a couple of lures before we had our first hookup.
Just about got him tired out. Come on. Oh, he doesn't want to give up. Oop, there he goes.
Oh, he's a good size, Queenie.
Yeah, I'm sort of half thinking, should we keep him smoking?
Oh, we could have smoked fish for dinner.
Well, we haven't tried smoking a queen yet. Fuck. I really want to get him in the esky and slit his throat.
We had help from a local baby when he saw us struggling trying to land a mackerel with our very much undersized landing net.
I think that's a good idea. Might have been the biggest mackerel I've ever got.
Yeah, well, this is one place it's very important to keep an eye on where you are in regards to the shipping channels. You don't want to mess with these boats. Well, this fella here gave me the fright of my life. I didn't see him when we were putting the boat in. Pretty good looking replica.
Kept scrubbing the mackerel to get all the fine scales off him.
Probably won't matter with this one because we'll probably end up knocking the fillets off and just leaving the skin on and then taking the meat off the fillets. But clean him up.
Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button. And we really love to hear your comments. Let us know what you think of our videos. And if you like them, don't forget to tell your friends.
He's a good fish, love.
He's a ripper. Wish I would have brought a decent knife with me though.
Yeah.
The Seafarers Tour was something we were really looking forward to doing. We'd heard some fantastic talk about this tour.
It's hard to hold position. Inflate, pull the red toggle, get one inflate. We do proceed to collect it out of the water. We're not going in the water, there is a croc hanging around somewhere. So, it's not.
This tour is worked in with the service that the Seafarers Centre supplies, where they pick the crew or some of the crew up off the boats, bring them back to land. They've got a chapel where they can do their worshipping and usually get in and do a little bit of shopping while they're in town as well. It's a very quick in and out with the boat. They don't want to damage the seafarer's boat or the landing gear, so when they're told to jump, they have to jump. The infrastructure around Port Headland is just something to be seen to be believed. It seems to go on forever. We were fortunate enough to witness tugs turning one of these ships around. That's no small feat, that's for sure. Yeah, it's quite amazing to see how high some of these ships sit in the water until they're loaded, and how low they are and how deep they are in the water. Back at the Seafarers Centre, they even have a small bar to cater for the crew members. Well, it seems like everything's pretty big in Port Headland. Even the salt works. They run 3 trailer road trains carting salt. From Port Headland we're heading out towards Karijini National Park, but we've got one more special stop on the way. Something one of the locals told us about. We were just blown away by the amount of road trains that use this road out towards Karagini. Most of these had 4 trailers. This one had a bit more.
To Wittenoom, that's near Karagini.
Wittenoom is an old mining town. The place is abandoned now. By 1950 it was the largest town in the Pilbara.
But everything's abandoned.
During the 1950s and the early 1960s, Wittenoom was Australia's only supplier of blue asbestos. We followed all the old roads and the tracks out to a camping spot we were told about. It was a great place to spend a couple of days. And the next day we unhooked and went for a drive to check out the old mine site. The mining in this area dates as far back as the late 1930s. This was one of the original camp areas. Even though we were basically backed onto Karijini National Park, we had a fair drive around to get to the main entrance. There was no way in from where we were.
This is Fortescue Falls in Karagini. That's pretty impressive.